Man Buju, what are your opinions on what is happening in Gaza? It's one of them subjects, lad, isn't it, where it's got, you know, you're going to provoke either side with regardless of what opinion you've got. How would you stay neutral in them? You can't. I established myself in my own little mind that what you're witnessing there is the destruction of a bloodline. It's not about the land. It's about the people on the land and the bloodline that they possess. And that's why you're getting kids, children killed and starved to death. Because without children, there's no future. And if you've got no Palestinian children, you've got no Palestinian race. It's as simple as that. So if Israel go into, like the planning, and just go through all the children, you can leave the grandmas, you can leave the granddads. Why? Because they're not going to reproduce. It's only the children that are going to be able to procreate in the future. And if that race loses all its children, you will get no procreation of Palestine people or bloodline. And that's what I feel it is. I feel it's an attack on a bloodline that's very, very, very important in humanity. And what you're seeing is humanity under attack by people that relate to something that's not humanity. Do you understand? It's a darkness. The spirit's out there. It's a spiritual world. We don't get educated on the spiritual world. You got to find that yourself. We get made aware that there's a spiritual world, and then it's up to you to find and tap into that spiritual world yourself. No book can bring anything to you. It's when you're reading the secrets and you're looking at these law of attractions, that doesn't bring you. It just makes you aware that there's a possibility and a process that you can get into if you search. And that's all that book does. It lets you know there's a possibility you can do certain things to make your life good. It doesn't make it good. So what's going on in Palestine, my feeling is they're absolutely annihilating a bloodline. And I've done a little bit of research into, because on the last podcast I've done, we spoke about this. And the interviewer on that Kicking Up Dust podcast, which will be out soon, the kid on there, I've said that to him, what I've just said to you about the bloodline. But he also said is, where does their bloodline stem from? Where does the Palestinian bloodline stem from? Because Palestine is the holiest land on this earth. It's the holiest part of this planet, Palestine. So I asked the kid on the podcast, well, where's the bloodline originate from? And it originates from two prophets. Okay? So the Palestinian bloodline comes from two prophets. And that's why they're under attack. To kill that prophet's bloodline off. For whatever reason. I think it's Abraham and Arthur or something like that. Not too sure. But that's my opinion, mate. That's my opinion, man, on what's going on in Gaza. It's not a land grab. It looks like a land grab. It's a persecution of a bloodline. That's what you're looking at. And that's why you're getting kids wrote off. And that's why you're getting parts of other bloodlines around the world standing by and letting this happen. They're not interfering. Why? Because this bloodline is eradicating that bloodline. And they're all part of this bloodline. That's why they're standing back and letting it happen. You need to understand how important Palestinian people are for this world. Just think, if the holiest part of this world was occupied by Israel and no one else. Think about that for a minute, lad. Anyway, that's just me. Doesn't have to be your opinion on the news, and you just take what the news says. That's alright. I look at the news, I watch the news all the time. Why? Because it gives you the basic truth. It doesn't give you the whole truth. So it gives you that idea of something what's going on in the world, that if you didn't see the news you wouldn't know what was going on in the world. But what they do, they don't tell you the full truth. They give you elements of truth. So even when you're watching the news, don't take everything that's coming out of that cunt's mouth on your screen as fact. You know, they guess a lot just like we do. Yes, Tina. Chris. How are you, cousin? Are you good? Amadou? Robert? Stan? Yes, mate. Kitty cat. What do you reckon of the Eve there last night, Darren? The Everton, you mean? You spoke about it before. How long has it took you? 14 years? All stayed out till 5 in the morning, buzzing. I wish you'd just focus on the kids in your city, mate, instead of a gang of kids from all over the world kicking some damn ball around a pitch, mate, trust me. If every Everton fan banged a tenner in a bucket and give it to the local community centre on the... So see the Liverpool... So look, see an Everton match. If every Everton supporter that was going to that home game put £5 in a bucket, I don't know how many supporters are there. Do you understand? Let's say 30,000 supporters. Just say, for instance, every one of them giving them £5. Think about that, lad. You just 5 times 3 or 3 times 5. Do you understand? 150,000 that'll be. Imagine every Saturday, 150,000 going to Everton Community Centre. Bang. Saturday there. The game later, we want £2 off everyone for the bucket. 30,000 fans putting £2 in, say 60 grand, whatever. Bang, another community centre in Kirby. Bang, there's 60 grand. The game later, £2 in the bucket again. Croxteth ABC, bang, 60 grand there for you. Why aren't they doing that with every game? Every community centre in Liverpool would be open and bustling, wouldn't it? Liverpool and Everton have them buckets at every game. Do you understand what I mean? That's how easy it is to make money. That's how easy it is for these big corporations to make money and give back to the community, and they don't. They do in mad little ways. You know, that Everton Community Centre, you're probably not going to get a better one than it. Do you understand what I'm saying? But there's procedures and ways of doing it where there's always accounts and it's all got, obviously you've got to have lawful books and that, haven't you? But with that process, you basically got someone that you can trust, like the manager of that community club, and go and listen, in a bit, kid, do what you think you need to do, instead of having some Everton officials turning up when you've got an echo coming to see what the community's doing. The community centre's doing a boss job, so let's just throw some suits on there to get the glory and the fame. Why? Because we throw them 10 grand every 6 months. Do you understand? How much do you reckon that Everton Community Centre gets from Everton annually? When in reality they could be getting £1 million annually, couldn't they, from Everton? Just by that method of having buckets outside the club and everyone that walks in must donate. That's another thing with them football grounds. The prices go up, don't they? You want a pie and a drink in Everton's ground, it's like a tenner. Honest to God, when I got out of jail, I'm not in this. When I first got out of jail this time round and I'm back in Anfield and I've had a little walk round and I've seen the hot dog stalls selling like a drink and a pie for a tenner or something like that, and I'm thinking, what? I was thinking to myself, right, listen, you can go to Iceland, buy a pack of pies for like £2. Trust me on this, you can buy a pack of pies for like £2 with 30 pies in. You can go and get a crate and Coke for like £5 or something. Go and get a box of crisps for £3, and then go and get a box of penguins or something. Go and make packs, or get a little bike with a thing on the back and just cruise through the ground going pie packs. £5 a pie pack, £5 a pie pack, and everyone will just be going wow, 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 wow. And you just make pure profit. No, you know when you see these young lads starting up car washing businesses and you just feel great for them, don't you? You know when you see them, instead of going down that path, they've took the hard route, because that's the hard route, isn't it? You know, getting off your ass and getting yourself employed and setting up your own business, that's the hard route, short term. If that makes sense to you. So if you look at both paths that they've got, right, we all got that path. You've got that path, which is the hard route, and this path, which is the easy route. But as you get down both paths, they change. Does that make sense? So if you go down that path of education, employment, entrepreneurial, business mind, you want to be your own boss, all this type of thing, and you're working towards that legitimately, the first 6 months, a year of you doing that is hard. It's hard. You've got to start controlling your money, you've got to start, you know, paying bills, bringing ins and outs, and doing all this little mad stuff that you've never done before. But if you stick at it, that gets smoothed out. All that troubled waters that you're going through as you're starting out on this path, it smoothens out. So like a year or two down the line, you're just sliding through this hard, smooth, nothing stopping you. So in the good life, it's the hard life for the first year, basically. You've got a hard life when you're on the good path for the first year or two, and then it just smoothens out, and the longer you stay on it, the better and more rewarding it becomes. This path, at the beginning, the path of crime, it's easy at the beginning. You're making money, everything's sweet, everything's going fantastic for you. The first 6 months, not a problem, no police, no animosity, no hatred. Come up to a year, everything's great. Come up to a year and 1 month, bang, all of a sudden going wrong. You've had your little smoothness, you thought it was fantastic, now you've got to deal with the madness. And then you just got a life of, after the first year of grafting, everything's sweet, you think Al Capone, bam, then there's the fan, and then the rest of your life until you turn around and come back and go up there. So you're better going through that first year of adversity to get on the smooth path and remain on the smooth path, instead of going on that year of just pure and then ending up on a rough path, and I mean rough path. Oh, it looks like we've got some Everton fans in here with Luke and Keelan. Are you buzzing, la? Eh? Made your feet, la? Has it? Yes, a massage. Affy Meyer, are you okay, la? Got users saying the city's all ours. And you've probably got a Liverpool fan saying the city's all his. And that's why there's a divide, mate. Yes, Affy lad. Yen 1. Keelan saying Celtic fan. Michael Lawrenson. I'm Sam, mate, are you okay? Linda Boyle from Dublin. Hope you're well, mate. Boylan. 2i420. England is my city. England's not a city, almost. Yes, exclusive one. The city's no one's. Michael Spencer. Anyway, let's move away from football, so as it does, creates division. But as I said earlier on, the man's game, it's lost its integrity. There's officials there not remaining professional in a professional arena. Do you understand what I'm saying? And you've got the right to question the integrity of the sport. There's some decisions being made that shouldn't have been made, mate. And as soon as they realised that the decisions were wrong and it was going to impact so massively on the welfare of fans, that's what you need to be thinking about, welfare of the club. Think about the welfare of the fans that are going through an emotional turmoil off your decision making, mate. So that's what it is. It'll recover, it always does. The people don't. So when you've got these so-called referees who are meant to remain professional, and all of a sudden they're being the official on a game, and that everyone knows the official's a Man U fan, diehard Man U fan. All of a sudden he's got an authority over this VAR and technology in a Liverpool and Man U game. Are you telling me, listen, are you telling me that human who's been following that team since the age of 10 is not going to make a biased decision to keep his team in the loop for Champions League or in the running for the Premiership title, or right there, what you say? And you had that right through football, people, before VAR even came in. You had that anyway. You had referees who were meant to be professional being very biased because of what team they support, and it was evident. And that's what brought, it brought excitement to the game, didn't it? Do you understand?